Hello and welcome to the Purim Festival film. I'm Gary the Giraffe and I'll be your Megillah reader. Once there was a king named Ahasuerus. He ruled over a very big kingdom which went all the way from India, which is in Asia, to Ethiopia, which is in Africa. Once King Ahasuerus gave a party for all his advisors and assistants and his army. At the same time, Queen Vashti gave a party for all the important women in the kingdom. Both parties went on for 7 days.
Send for my Queen Vashti. Tell her to come to me wearing the royal crown. I want to show off her beauty.
No way.
Queen Vashti won't come to my party. What should I do?
This is a bad thing. After this, every wife in the kingdom will refuse to follow orders. Queen Vashti should no longer be queen.
Then Vashti is no longer my queen. Take a decree. From now on in my kingdom, wives must show respect to their husbands.
A decree from Ahasuerus the king. From now on it is a law that all wives must show respect to their husbands.
Time passed. Soon the king was no longer angry at Vashti. Instead, King Ahasuerus was lonely.
I don't have a queen anymore. What should I do?
Look for the most beautiful women in your kingdom. Have all of them brought to your palace in Shushan. Pick the most beautiful woman to be your new queen.
A decree from Ahasuerus the king. The king needs a new queen. All of the beautiful women must come to Shushan so that the king can choose a new queen.
In Shushan lived a Jewish man named Mordecai. He had a beautiful cousin named Esther. Both her father and mother had died. Mordecai had raised her and acted like her father.
Esther is a beautiful woman. She must be taken to the king's palace. Esther, you cannot tell anyone you are a Jew.
Esther was taken to the palace. She followed Mordecai's orders. She told no one that she was a Jew. Every day, Mordecai would walk back by the palace gate to make sure that Esther was okay. After looking at all the beautiful women, Ahasuerus chose Esther to be his new queen. The king loved Esther more than all the other women.
I'm angry at the king.
I'm angry at him too. Let's kill him.
Mordecai told Esther, who told the king, who told his guards. The king was saved. Bigthan and Teresh were hung. Mordecai's name was written in the king's official book. King Ahasuerus had an advisor named Haman. The king made Haman his chief advisor.
A decree from Ahasuerus the king. Everyone in the place must bow down to Haman.
But Mordecai refused to bow down.
Why won't you bow down? Why won't you obey the king's command?
I am a Jew.
From that day, Haman hated all Jews. He decided to kill them all. He had his servants throw Purim, or lots, to pick the day on which all Jews would die. They chose the 13th of the month of Adar. He then went to the king.
There is a people who live all over your kingdom. They have their own laws. They don't follow all the king's laws. They should be killed. I will pay 1,000 pieces of silver if you let me be in charge. Here is my royal ring. Keep your money and do what you want to these people.
A decree from Ahasuerus the king. On the 13th day of the month of Adar, every Jew in this kingdom should be killed.
When Mordecai heard the king's decree, he acted just as if someone had died. He put on sackcloth and ashes. He went out onto the streets shouting and crying. Soon, all the Jews in the kingdom were fasting, shouting, crying, and wearing sackcloth and ashes. Esther's maid told Esther that she saw her cousin Mordecai running all over town in sackcloth and ashes. Esther told her maid to take the new clothes to Mordecai, but Mordecai would not take the new clothes. Mordecai told Esther that Haman made the king order the killing of all Jews and that she must go to the king. Esther said she would not be able to go. No one can go to the king unless he sends for them. Esther knew that anyone who goes to the king without being invited is killed. She said that only if the king decides to hold out his golden scepter does the person live. Mordecai said to Esther, "Do not think you will escape. All Jews will be killed." But Esther said, "I will go to the king, but you must ask all the Jews in Shushan to fast for 3 days. My maids and I will also fast."
3 days later, Esther went to see the king. She had not been invited. When the king saw her, he tipped his golden scepter. Esther touched it.
Esther, what do you want? I'll do anything for you. I will even give you half my kingdom.
All I want is to have the king and Haman come to a party.
Your wish is granted.
The king and Haman came to the party. They had a good time. The king offered Esther another wish.
All I want is to have the king and Haman come to another party.
Your wish is granted.
When Haman left the party, he felt good. He felt special that the queen had invited him. When Haman slithered home, he saw Mordecai in the palace gate. Mordecai would not bow down. Haman got angry. He ordered that a huge gallows be built, and on the 13th of Adar, Mordecai would hang from the gallows. That night, the king couldn't sleep.
Bring me my official book. Read it to me. That will put me to sleep.
Mordecai saved the king's life.
And what was done for him?
Nothing.
The king sent for Haman.
What should be done for someone the king really wants to honor?
Haman thought the king was going to honor him.
I would have him dressed in the king's best robes and a crown on his head. I would have him placed on the king's horse and led through the streets by one of the king's advisors. I would have the advisor shout out, "This is the man the king wants to honor." Go and do that for Mordecai.
Haman was not happy.
This is the man the king wants to honor?
The king and Haman came to Queen Esther's second party.
Esther, what do you want? I'll do anything for you. I'll even give you half my kingdom.
Someone wants to kill me. Please save my life.
Who is it? The wicked Haman.
Haman made a huge gallows which he was going to use to hang Mordecai.
Hang Haman on it.
Go.
I give to Esther everything that used to belong to Haman.
No!
I give my royal ring to Mordecai. He can use my power to save the Jews.
A decree from the king Ahasuerus, and the 13th of Adar, Jews should fight to defend themselves. Every year, Jews should celebrate the 14th of Adar as a holiday called Purim. They should send gifts to each other and give tzedakah to the poor. They should tell the story of what happened here.